The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this webinar, which is the Introduction to IPA Books Plus. My name is Jamie Page, and I am the Partner Relationship Manager here at IPA Books Plus. So who is this presentation for? Well, it's for existing users of IPA Books Plus. It's also for anyone planning on using a cloud-based solution moving forward, or possibly looking at a new option to the one that they currently have. It's also for anyone wanting to find out a little bit more information on IPA Books Plus. Just a quick bit of housekeeping. Currently all attendees are muted, so it's only my voice that you can hear. There is a chance for questions at the end. You will see that question panel on the screen, so feel free to add questions as we go, and then we can cover some of those questions at the end. We do have a lot of people on the webinar today, so if we don't get round to answering your question, we will be sure to follow up with you after the webinar. Great, so before I start, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about IPA Books Plus modules and essentially how we license IPA Books Plus. So here you'll see the 5 different modules that we have. Core is mandatory, and with Core you can record income and expenditure, manage budgets, control access and security, and it also covers you for your VAT and generating of 20 plus reports. The different modules below that can be added and taken away as wished. So this gives you the flexibility to choose your own personalized tool set. You pay for what you use and no more. So for example, if you are in the position of invoicing for 6 months of the year, you can actually deactivate that invoicing module, of course saving you money. So as you'll see later, this is just one example of how IPA Books Plus is one of the best solutions at customizing your accounting need and your experience. We will be covering the core bank data and invoices modules today, and we do look to give you some more information on time and expenses and projects as well moving forward. So moving on to pricing, as you'll see there, we have different packages available, but the options and the modules are completely customizable. So for those just starting out and for anyone just wanting that core functionality, it does start from £3 a month, and then the additional modules are typically charged around £2 a month. Great, so without further ado, I thought I'd take us into the introduction demo. Over the next 15 minutes or so, I will be taking you through some key features and functions of IPA Books Plus. We'll look at our easy-to-use dashboard. We'll also look at banking and how IPA Books Plus can automate the time-consuming reconciliation process. And then we'll show you invoices and simply managing those day-to-day duties. So I'm just going to break away from the slide deck now. Great. So the first screen we see when we log into IPA Books Plus is our dashboard here. And essentially what we've done is taken key information from IPA Books Plus and detailed it in an easy to view dashboard. So every time you log in, you can quickly see where you're at and have a bit of a snapshot of how your business is performing. This view is completely customizable, so as you'll see on the bottom right hand corner, I have got the option to customize dashboard. So this brings up a list of our available widgets. So when I say widget, that's referring to these boxes that we can see on our screen here. So not only can I see what the available widgets are, I can see the description, but I can also select and deselect these. So for this, I am going to have a look and see who our top customers are. When clicking that will be added to my dashboard, and you'll see that added there. Now, if you can guess the popular 80s film at this point, I will be very impressed. I'm giving you a few more hints as we go on to my favourite film. So what other options do we have on our dashboard? Well, we can actually drag and drop these widgets to display them where we'd like to see them. So my favorite widget is this links and alerts widget, and actually what I want to do is see that at the top of the screen when I log in. So simply just a drag and drop to the top of the screen. And IPA Books Plus is intelligent enough to know that any changes we make on our dashboard, that's how we want to see this moving forward. We also have the option to switch views as well. So with regards to our net position, top suppliers and top customers, we can see them in different views. We have the view available here, but if we did want to view them in tabular form, we can do that quite easily by switching view. We can also look at comparatives as well. So with regards to net position, at the moment I have this financial year and last financial year. But if I wanted to look at a different time period, I could do that quite easily here. So if I wanted to look, for example, at last quarter, I could do that quite easily. We can also go off of this dashboard to different areas. So with regards to the net position, we have the option to click on the income section here, and this will actually take us to the relevant report for this particular widget. As you'll see, we'll be able to go into the profit and loss report, and from here we can dive into this figure and have a look at some of the transactions that make up that figure. We also have other options in this screen as well, so we can have a look at some more granular data as well if that's needed. It's worth mentioning that everything we see on our dashboard can be accessed on a mobile device or a tablet. So when we say that we are a cloud-based solution, we really are on the go. We do realize that not everyone has a laptop that they take around with them all the time. So if you are on the go and have access to an iPad or a mobile device, you are quickly able to have a look into IPA Books Plus and perform all actions as you would on a laptop or computer. So next I'm going to have a look at our banking area and show you how we can automate that time-consuming reconciliation process. So if you see on the left-hand side, this is where we do the majority of our navigation. And I'm just going to click onto our bank accounts here. So very easily you'll be able to see and quite quickly where you are in regards to your bank reconciliation process. So for our NatVest account here, we do have some open months, so September and December have open transactions. There aren't any transactions for any of the other months. If we had actually reconciled some of these months, you would see a tick within this box. If they'd been locked down, you'd also see a lock icon as well. So we have the option to add an automatic bank feed, which is covered by the banking module. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those set up today, but I thought I would show you how easy it is to upload a CSV file and have a look at how IPA Books Plus deals with those transactions. So I'm just going to click into the month of December here. So I can see in the month of December the Books Plus transactions. So here we have some transactions that have already been inputted into Books Plus. I'm just going to navigate to transactions from bank, and I'll have the option to manually upload a CSV file. Here now I have the option to set the tabs and set the meanings of some of the information from the CSV file. So this has already been pre-populated as I've uploaded a CSV file previously, but here I can choose the amount, the description, and I can also choose to ignore some areas as well that just aren't relevant. So I'm going to import that file now. Always takes a little bit longer when you're on a live demonstration. Great, so that has been inputted into Books Plus. And as you see here, we have actually triggered one of our rules on our transaction rules. So this is essentially quite crucial to what we're doing. We've imported something in, it's triggered the rule that notice this is a fuel expense, and this has created a payment and attributed it to the correct account. So we do find that if you create rules for most transactions, you can actually make this a real slick process, and it's just the case of just accepting these transactions as you go. So this can become, an almost fully automated way of reconciling. So I will accept those there for our jet fuel transactions, and they've been completed. I will be back later to deal with the transactions from the famous Tony Scott. But for now, I think I'll leave our banking area. So next up, I'm going to look at creating an invoice and sending it out to one of our customers. I do have the option to navigate again using the left-hand menu, but we also have the option in the top right-hand corner, which is Quick Add. So I can go from here, click on Invoice, and immediately we are in the invoice settings. So for this, I'm going to select our customer from our drop down. It's going to be for Maverick today. How can it not be? I have the option to select some payment terms. Going to be very generous with Maverick. He's very busy, so we'll give him the net 30-day payment terms. Also have other options here, so can add some classifications and an invoice discount at this point. I'm going to drop down to see our item, which is a volleyball, and here I can add some descriptions, some discounts, and some quantity as well. Maverick has requested 100 volleyballs, so I'm not too sure if anyone's ever bought 100 volleyballs before, but I'm guessing you need quite a few on the set moving forward. So 100 is the amount they'd like, and we can see there that it has populated that price. So I have the option to save that now, so I can save that as an unpaid invoice. And actually what's happened is Maverick's been quite quick with paying for the volleyballs, so I can receive payment up in the top right hand corner. So I can drop down to the correct bank account. If Maverick's made an overpayment or an underpayment, I can put the information in there, and I also have the option to put a reference as well. Happy with that, so I'm going to save that and move forward. And that has now become a paid invoice. Have a few options here, so I can print it off, I can send it via email, and also if Maverick's looking for another 100 volleyballs or anything else, I can actually make a quick copy as well to bring up a quick duplicate invoice. Of course, this information will be now added to our dashboard, so we'll be able to see this quite quickly in our dashboard, and that information will be available. So from here, I can actually go into our invoices, and this will now show as a paid invoice, as you'll see at the top. From here, I can also see some unpaid invoices as well. So we do have 2 unpaid invoices from Goose, so I'm not too sure what's happened to Goose, but we'll have to chase him up for the payments there. So how easy is that to do? Well, you've seen there that it's a simple 4-click process end to end, from actually creating the invoice to sending that out. So hoping that will look easy and be easy for your clients. So it can really be done quite quickly, and maybe in between jobs or at the end of the day on a tablet in the breaks between Coronation Street. As we've seen with the banking, super easy to use, simple to understand, and a really quick process. Well, that brings me to the end of this short and snappy introduction to IPA Books Plus. I will go back now to our slide deck to give you a bit more information on help and support available. So we have a dedicated IFA Books Plus member hotline. You'll see the number there. You'll also see some email addresses if you can just make those out. So there's my email address and also our UK members email address as well. So feel free to give us a call, give us an email. Very keen to hear from you and understand how we can help you moving forward. We also have our Books Plus Training Academy as well. And this is a selection of how-to videos and courses to get you up to speed with using Books Plus and all of the modules there. And you can easily access that using the traineeuk.ipabooksplus.com link there. So, IFA Member Benefits. So you will receive commissions on 5+ subscriptions, which you can obviously use to pass on possibly to your clients or just as an extra revenue for yourself. We do have a data migration team as well. So if your clients do have information to input into IPA Books Plus, we can do that quite easily here. I'm very keen to help you and your clients get up and running ahead of MTD. We also have some credits as well. So looking at your CPD training, there are some credits available on 50+ subscriptions for you. So an added benefit there as well. Well, that leads me to the end of our demonstration today. I will just check if there is any questions, and I'll be sure to cover them off now. So, Ifan Lloyd has correctly identified the film, so a special prize for Ifan. No questions as of yet. I will give it a few minutes, a few seconds possibly. If there is any questions at this point, then feel free to input them into the chat. We will be following up with everyone to get some feedback on obviously the webinar and understand how we can help moving forward, as said. Okay, so a few more questions. So how many bank accounts can be used? So that's unlimited. So you have the option of unlimited bank accounts. Thanks for the question, Peter. So Mary has asked, is it fully compliant for MTD? No bolt-on software required. So yes, we are working with HMRC currently, and we look to be on the list within the next couple of weeks. And there's no bolt-on software required. So we will be a fully compliant solution. Okay, that looks like everything in terms of the questions. I'm sure there'll be more coming up. So feel free to reach out to us. Looking forward to hearing from you. Yeah, and thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you all have a great day, and look forward to speaking with you soon. Goodbye.